The Bible is a carrier of templates. That's what it exists for. Well, it exists for other things. The outer shell has a lot of impact. You know, this is just me, but I think I have the most important news that can go into the population of humanity right now. And that is that all myths and religions are framed on a single template. And I found that template. All of the stories, the similarities, the things that look like they're copied, the things that look like they're shared from antiquity, is because they're all on one template. They were doing something with stories back then that we've lost touch with. I've found what that is. Also, I found that there is one template regardless of where you go, whether it's in Hinduism, whether it's in Judaism, whether it's in Babylonian works, the Buddha or Lao Tzu, anywhere. The template is based on the sequence of a human life. That's why it is fixed. That's why it is consistent. We're born, we have certain experiences, life unfolds in a certain way, and here's how we interact with it to change our life. That never changes, and that is the template. The Bible is framed on that too. Now, I am not here to suggest any truth or deny any reality of anything. What I'm going to suggest is that there is a very observable template that is shared by many, many people. Man of 1,000 faces, Joseph Campbell. That's a very fuzzy, distant look. It's poor resolution. We're going to get much better than that. Okay, what I want to do, my name is Dan Paulson, by the way, everyone, and welcome to the channel. What I'm thinking of doing is introducing conflict. I avoid that. I don't like it. But I'm trying to introduce this idea, and I need to crawl out of this space that I'm in, and I can't make enough noise. I can't I can't create a big enough ripple to get out anywhere. Basically, here's how I'm stuck. I've got material that is all meant to be spiritual and religious material. And what I find is that the core template is not religious. It's not supernatural at all. It is based on human life and the fact that we live in an energy universe and how our life unfolds because of that, and the malleability of the brain. It's science. Science is the template. So as you're going through the material, first of all, you start using names and people go, okay, yeah, I'm about the religion and I'm about the supernatural or the spiritual beliefs or whatever the case may be. And there's a measure of that that's okay, but they're all meant to be carrier vehicles for people to hang on to that keeps that template nearby. No matter where you go, since it's based on the human life and it emerges everywhere, the thing that's different is how they take that template. I am born with certain qualities and characteristics that I have no control over. I start out empty, not knowing things. I gain life experiences. I lose my happiness. Life goes on. There's a sequence of things that happen continuously because that's the human life. The way that it is carried is outward in conceptual stories. So that's the difference right there, the conceptual story. The template's going to be the same. How it works is going to be the same. How it's carried, the box, the wrapping paper, the religion is different. The inside is the same. It's the metaphoric ark, carried by many, seen in by few. It's the metaphoric narrow gate. Many called stand on the outside, and outward all the ways, many ways leading to destruction. All the religions and myths are outward-looking ways leading to destruction, all of them carrying the template that when you turn it inward, you find the path to your own self. Now, what I want to do, the reason I want to introduce conflict is because I need to grow. I need to try to figure out how to get there. And I don't have other mechanisms that I can think of. As I go to other channels and talk to people or other YouTube creator channels, I'm finding that there's a measure of success I have in talking with people today that never existed in the back, where people listen to you and go, oh, I see a connection there. Interesting. Other people that get upset about it and tell you you're crazy and things like that, but you realize that you're saying something that they're not liking the sounds of. They can see it. So what you're saying is making an impact. They don't like to hear it. They don't like to see that Bible might not be something special on the inside. only on the outside. It's there for a variety of reasons. I don't even have to get into it. What does religion exist for? There's a lot of reasons. The impact of it and what it's doing now, though, needs to be understood. And that I see humanity over-evolving, and that we're using this idea somehow that we're chosen and that life continues on as a way to manage life. We're doing what evolutionary creatures would be doing, except that, we can think and talk and we have better tools. But we're still doing the same evolutionary things. I would like American politics to know that what they're doing in the variety of everything that they're coming up with and the fact that they can't get along with each other is because everything that they've got going on here, they're just creating it in their own image. They're not following anything. You get that many denominations, that's not a religion to follow. That's an excuse for behavior. This is one of my favorite things to reason through that some people like and Christians really don't like. When you look at religions, there is a certain set of rules, standards, codes, things that you live by, and you are really bound to those. Now, we have something in Judaism called the Ten Commandments, and they're all about that. You can find those plastic signs all over the countryside of the Ten Commandments. But what did Jesus lay out in the Sermon on the Mount? There's a lot more than 10 things there. Even the Sermon on the Plain, which is, half the length maybe, or a third, was still a lot more than the Ten Commandments. That's too many rules, isn't it? What we're gonna do is we're gonna do what Paul did. Paul, who made the church. Paul said, just worship Jesus. That's all you have to do. And suddenly it became an idol worship religion right there. At no point did Jesus ever say, hey, here's a bunch of things to do, but if you don't want to do these things, just worship me. Just bow down and worship me, and I got this for you. That's idol worship right there. I don't care what you call it. Anyway, so I wanted to post this and see if anybody had any thoughts or ideas. I think for me, I've gone through, kind of a conflicting inner reasoning process, wanting to not have conflict, but then stepping back and realizing the world is full of it. There's things unloading out there. What's the right thing now? I think we have to step out of that and say, what's the right thing for humanity? I think that getting some communication going, getting some people throwing things at you that make you go, let me go look at that one. I'm going to see what that is. I haven't examined that. I haven't analyzed that one yet. What do you think? I think it's a matter of how the conflict is handled and not get caught up in the emotional state of what people bring with them to the table if there's conflict. And I suppose policing, I would have conversations, even heated ones, with people that wanted to know something as long as they're not doing, any of the logical fallacy stuff and calling people names and ad hominem attacks and all that sort of stuff. That wouldn't be, it's like, okay, that's not communicating. That's just getting into a brawl, a verbal brawl that doesn't get anywhere, except it makes people grow those neural pathways. So I don't mind as long as we're exchanging information that is positive. The most people can do is deny what you see. I don't have to agree or disagree with them. I can just point to what is there. So then, if it puts them on different footing. It puts me on different footing. Yeah, introducing something new, getting it out there, wanting it to be to be more popular. But it has to go to science, people. How do I make that transition? At this point, it's like, just make a lot of noise. Try to get it out there. Maybe somebody will catch something. The channel doesn't get recommended. If it doesn't get views and it doesn't get likes, it doesn't get recommended. People find it accidentally. It's pretty much a dead channel. It really is a dead channel. And if a couple people are watching it, that means it's a dead channel. Maybe not to those one or two people, but to the person making it, it's a dead channel. It is. All right. Okay, I just want to say that. I'll finish up this video. The Bible is a carrier of templates. That's what it exists for. Well, it exists for other things. The outer shell has a lot of impact. A number of things happen in the human psyche that today we can see that how easily it manipulates those who just want to believe, but don't care to look, that don't understand you believe what you were. If you were born on the other side of the world, you'd believe something different. Do you even think about that? You're just where you are by accident. That's the egg you are. The genetic offspring. It's just goofy. People can't get out of their own I, me. Everything exists for me. But that's how we evolve. That's a normal thing. Some people can figure that out. I guess in the end, it was just a little bit of talking things through, realizing I'm going through mental shifting where it was like avoid conflict to where it's now like, there's so much conflict out there that you can't get anybody's attention. I have to go from here to there. And I can't think of how to do it. And I suppose the other part was to kind of serve warning. I don't know how it's going to work. I might just test it and see what happens. It really gets away from the message. I don't know how to get the message out. Thinking. I feel like Winnie the Pooh. All the stuffing's gone. Take care.